the theater business, you're going to make all these new friends. And Ryan Crouch, who's an actor also in this show, he'll be popping from New Sense to the stage to act a little bit. I was like, hey, Mr. Linton, is it cool if we have a band? I was like, absolutely. And all of a sudden our show just ballooned into the hands. So it's a credit to co-collaboration. So thanks again, New Sense. We have Ethan Brown and Adam Wu as well. Show for production workshop of the year. Right before you all came in, we had the seniors sitting in a circle. Everyone was crying, so it's a bit of an emotional show. But it's a comedy, so we're going to be laughing, right, everybody? So what's up? I'm John. I'm the drama teacher here at Northgate. And like I said, it's the last show this year. But there's more things coming, so I just want to let you know what's happening in this theater. On May 10th, our varsity improv will actually be battling Clayton Valley Improv at Clayton Valley. So if you want to see our squad battle their squad, and Mike will wipe the floor with them, right, like that. Go check that out at Clayton Valley. Then the next day, right here on this stage, Corinne Allen, who was our lead last night, who played Dolly, and she did an amazing job. She is hosting her senior project, which was like a series of sketch comedy and skits and stuff like that. And I'm actually doubling that up with my Drama 2 class, and they'll be presenting their spring 1 act. So it's like Drama 2's original pieces along with her work. From May 15th through the 18th, dance production will be presenting You Should Be Dancing, and that'll be here every day of those dates, and it will be at 7 o'clock. And then on May 23rd, Mr. Carter and his choir classes present their spring concert. So a lot is going on in a very short amount of time. And then on May 31st, the last day of our seniors here at Northgate, there will be a final improv show. So check it out. Those tickets are only $3. I just want to end on this note. For some of you who know, this is my last run. It was my first and last run here at Northgate. It was an absolute pleasure. The man whose name is outside of this building, Jack Drew, was my teacher. I've actually got my buddy, Chad Deverman, right over there, that was named Outstanding Senior in 1998. Is in the audience, so he is here. So it means a lot to me to have been of service to you, the community, here in Walnut Creek and at Northgate. I had an absolute blast working with the students this year. We came so far from where we met, and we just blasted out the gate with Mackers all the way till our comedy right now. And I just want to end on this note. I've been giving speeches all week, but I want to end on this note. I remember when I was a young boy, and I came to see theater with my mother. And I remember looking up at the stage, and I said, I want to be like that. And then as I grew older and I got into college, I had a professor who said these very words to me. He said, you know, John, when you're in the audience and you're young and you're looking up at these actors, you see the future, you see what you want to be. But the cool thing about this is that it's reciprocal. Because when I look out at the youth in the audience, I see the future. I see who gets to replace me. And my job this year was to service the students so that they could replace me and go higher. And I want to say that they absolutely did that. They hit every watermark. And I think that these students, should they pursue acting or anything in the entertainment business, will do very, very well. And so it's a credit to them and their giant parts, which you can't see and I can't quantify in a test or an assessment or with a rubric. But it is us coming together, and the memories that we have created this year will last them a lifetime. I know so because 20 years ago when I was in production workshop, I still remember hanging out backstage, chuckling with friends, going to San Francisco after the show, and having a great time. That is what matters in the end, and we were able to do it. So when you see this show today, know that they are giving you their all. Please return in kind, applaud, laugh, give them that energy. As actors, we absorb that and we give it right back to you. So put your hands together for the Matchmaker and our last show.
I tell you, for the 100th time, you will never marry my niece.
And I tell you for the 1,000th that I will, and right soon, too.
Never!
Your niece is of age, Mr. Vandergelder. Your niece has consented to marry me This is a free
There are
country.
no free countries for fools, Mr. Kemper.
Mr. Vandergelder, will you please sit still 1 minute? If you keep moving around, there won't be any more shaving cream off your face.
Ermengarde is not for you, nor for anybody else who can't support
I
her.
tell you, I can't support it. I make a very good living.
No, sir! A living is made, Mr. Kemper, by selling something everybody needs every day. You artists produce something that nobody needs at any time. You may sell a painting every once in a while, but you'll make no living.
Not only do I make a very good living, but I have considerable expectations.
Expectations! We merchants don't do business with them. Joe, go over there and stab 3 times. I want to talk to Cornelius.
Your niece is of age. There's no law!
Law! Let me tell you something, Mr. Kemper. Most of the people in the world are fools. And, well, the law is there to prevent crime, and us men of sense are there to prevent foolishness. That is why it's I, and not the law, that will prevent you from marrying Ermengarde. And I've already sent her away.
Ermengarde's not here.
She's gone!
Everything's ready, Mr. Van.
Hey, Gertrude!
Yes, Mr.
Hold
Van.
it. Just
Ermengarde's ready.
hold your tongue!
He's going to Mr. Van.
Stop!
8 Jackson Street, New York.
Hell and damnation! Didn't I tell you that was a secret?
Miss Van Heusen's 8 Jackson Street, New York. Thank you very much.
It won't help you, Mr. Kemper.
Yes, it will, Mr. Van.
No, it won't.
Good morning.
Deaf and blind, at least you could do me the favor of being dumb.
Mamma mia, the temper in this one.
Go and get Ermengarde. Oh, also give me some food. I'm hungry.
Oh, I'm hungry. I'm Gertrude. Ooh.
God. Go.
Want to see you, Mr. Vandergelder?
Oh, yes, Cornelius. I have good news for you. Come over here.
I guess so.
I was thinking of promoting you. How old are you again?
I'm 33, Mr. Vandergelder.
33? That's a foolish age to be at. And it's not worth a cent till he's 40. We're just paying the wages to make mistakes, don't we, Joe?
You almost lost an ear on it, Mr. Vandergelder.
Now listen, I was thinking of promoting you to chief clerk.
What am I now?
You're a fool, that's what you are. Now if you behave yourself, I'll promote you from fool to chief clerk. And your pal Barnaby will be promoted from idiot apprentice to incompetent clerk.
Thank you, Mr. Vandergelder.
Alright, now go.
You want me to get the truck, Mr. Vandergelder?
Oh yeah, get that.
Yes, Mr. Vandergelder.
The world will be going to the horses soon, Joe.
I don't know what the hell you mean, but I did the best I could. I'm flying in and out of the chair. There's something to eat.
Wow, Joe. You've gone sloppy lately. You've done a fine job, Joe. Very fine job. The same fine job you've done for me for 20 years, is it? Now listen, Joe, I was wondering, could you do something a little extra for me, you know, like what you do to those young fellas? I'll pay you right up to 50 cents. See what I mean?
Charge is 15 cents like usual, Mr. Vandergelder. And that includes everything that's decent to do to a man.
Hold your horses,
I've
Joe.
shaved you for 20 years and you've never asked me no such
Joe,
question before.
hold your horses. All I ask is a little extra because I'm thinking of getting married.
Your getting married is none of my business, Mr. Vandergelder. I'm going to do everything you are going to do, and I don't die no
Joe-
not even for 50 cents.
Joe
I don't.
Scanlon, get out!
And lastly, it looks to
No,
me like
just
a pretty quick
get,
which
get.
is
I don't need to hear your
It's
idioms,
all a
Joe.
bunch of funky
Get, go, get. No, don't talk to them. Just go. Get out. Shoot.
Come on, Joe.
What do you want?
You said you wanted to talk to us.
Oh, that's right. Gertrude? Oh, yeah. Go and fetch my coat. Coat!
Oh,
Coat! Big jacket! Coat! Go! Oh, Ermengarde, I had a talk with that artist lover of yours. He's a fool. We think you can go live for a while in New York where it won't be noticed.
But I kind of love it.
I tell you, you don't.
But I do.
And I tell you, you don't. Leave love to me.
If I don't marry Ambrose, I'll die.
What of?
A broken heart.
Never heard of it. You're going to spend a few weeks with your Aunt Flora Van Heusen. You know she was a good friend of your mother's. Yeah, you're not to receive any letters except from me. I'm going to come visit you this afternoon. All right? Who are you?
Malachi Scott, Your Honor. I heard that you were looking for an apprentice in the hay feed provision and hardware business.
The apprentice at your age?
Why, yes, Your Honor, I bring a lot of experience to it.
Do you have any letters of recommendation?
I do indeed, sir. Here.
Ermengarde! You ready to start?
Yes.
Okay, go get ready some more. Tell me the moment Mrs. Levi arrives. Now let's see. I don't want a fireman, I don't want a hospital cook, I don't want an able seaman, and I certainly don't want a part-time flapper.
Oh, well, sir. I'm not opposed. It's all of the experience. Here's one from your former partner, Joshua Van.
Oh, Joshua Ventulo, yes, he was a very sensible man. Let's see here. On occasion, willing and diligent, sometimes honest and reliable. Mr. Stack, there seems to be a certain amount of hesitation with these letters of recommendation.
Oh, Your Honor, businessmen aren't writers, Your Honor. You know there's only one businessman in 1,000 that can write a good letter of recommendation.
All right. Wait. It says you've also been a barber and a valet. Why have you changed your place so many times?
Oh, change me place. Well, Your Honor, when a man's interested in experience, he must do whatever it takes to pursue it at any cost, and then they need to
You
follow.
drink?
No, sir, I just had breakfast.
Idiot! I wasn't asking if you wanted some. I was asking if you were a drunkard.
Oh, no, Your Honor, of course not. By looking at it from all sides, I don't even like liquor.
Well, keep looking at it from all sides. Out you go. Okay, wait up. I think with all your faults, I'm going to give you a try.
Thank you, Your Honor. You'll never regret it.
Now, you see this trunk here?
Yes.
I'm going to give you $5. You're going to take the train to New York.
Yes, sir.
You're going to take this trunk to Flora Van Heusen's house, 8 Jackson Street, New York.
Oh, New York, sure. I know every hole and corner in New York.
Okay, good. And then after you drop off that trunk, you're going to meet me at the Harmonia Gardens restaurant.
I will, sir.
All right.
You'll never. Oh, but first, mate, could I see the clerks I'm to work with?
You haven't time. The station's right across the street.
Yes, sir. You'll never regret it, sir.
I regret it already.
Oh, you'll never regret it.
You see him, he's a prime example of what we call a fool. You see, 99% of the people in the world are fools. And the rest of us, well, we're in a great deal of danger of contagion. But I wasn't always free of foolishness as I am now. I was once young, which was foolish. I fell in love, which was foolish. And I got married, which was foolish. For a time I was poor, which is as foolish as all the other things put together. And then my wife died, which was foolish of her. I grew older, which was sensible of me. And then something very rare happened. I became a rich man, which is as sensible as it is rare. Now, since I'm a man of sense, you're probably surprised to hear that I'm planning to get married again. Well, I have one good reason for that. I like my house run with order, comfort, and economy. That's a woman's work. But even a woman can't do it well if she's merely being paid for it. No, she must have the impression that she owns the house. You see, marriage is a bribe to make a housekeeper think she's a householder. Have you ever seen an ant carry a burden twice its size? What patience, what excitement, what will! Well, that's what I think of when I see a woman running a house. What giant passions in those little bodies. What quarrels with the butcher for the best cut of meat. What fury at discovering a moth in the cupboard. I tell you, if women could harness their nature for something bigger than a house and a baby carriage, they'd change the world. Think it over.
Ambrose, Uncle saw you.
Your
My
hat.
hat?
We're running away.
Oh, where?
To New York. Let's get married.
Ambrose, I can't do that.
Listen, I'll take you to my friend's house. His wife will take care of you.
I can't get on a train with a man. I seem to understand anything about girls.
But I'm telling you, we're going to get married.
Mary, what would Uncle say?
You don't care what Uncle would say. We're eloping.
Ambrose Tucker!
Oh, Lord, you have the soul of a field mouse.
You don't understand anything about weddings. Don't you respect me? is this gentleman?
This is Mr. Kemper. Ambrose, this is Miss Levi. She's an old friend.
Oh, why, Mr. Kemper, may I say something very frankly?
Yeah?
The thing you were just planning to do is a great mistake.
Miss Levi! Please use my Ambrose that I want to marry him, but to alone!
Oh, I know. That's awful. Oh, I know. Why don't you go in and keep an eye on your Uncle Horace? I'll have a word with Mr. Kemper. Tell us when he's coming in now.
Yes, Miss Levi.
Mr. Kemper, I was this dear girl's mother's oldest friend, and believe me, I'm very much on your side. In fact, I think I can be of real service to you. You see, I always go right to the point.
What is the point?
You see, Mr. Vandergutter is a very rich man, and Ermengarde is his only relative.
I have enough to support a wife and family.
Oh my God! But how much is enough when one is thinking about children in the future? You're so funny.
What is the point?
You see, Ermengarde is a bother to Mr. Vandergutter, and he wishes to get rid of her. In fact, Mr. Vandergutter is actually planning to get married himself.
Married to you?
Gross, disgusting, never you. No. I'm merely arranging it.
What do you suggest?
Well, I'm to take Ermengarde with me on the next train to New York, but I'm not going to take her to Miss Van Heusen's as is planned. I shall take her to my house, where I want you to call me at 5:30. Here. My card.
Miss Dolly Gallagher Levi. Varicose veins reduced, consultations free.
Oh my God. I'm going to give you my other card.
Miss Dolly Gallagher Levi. Matchmaker extraordinaire.
Here. 2 and 2 make 4, Mr. Kemper. Always did. So I will take Ermengarde with me on the next train to New York, and then I shall take her to the Harmonia Gardens restaurant on the Battery. You'll call me, Mr. Vandergutter will be there, and everything will be arranged.
How?
I don't know, but everything will fall into place somehow.
I can't trust you. You can easily make our situation worse.
Oh my God, Mr. Kemper, your situation could not possibly be any worse.
What do you stand to make out of it?
Profit and pleasure.
How?
You see, I'm doing outrageous things. At present, I am arranging Mr. Vandergutter's domestic affairs, and I think shall we call them little pickings? Well, I mean little pickings, Mr. Kemper. You see, I'm very frank with you.
That's her profit, but what's her pleasure?
You see, I'm like you artists. Life as it is never quite interesting enough for me, and so I do things. I put my hand in here, I put my hand in there, I watch and I listen, and oftentimes I'm very much amused.
Not my affairs.
Oh, Mike, I'm not finished. You see, I'm very interested in this household up here. Mr. Vandergutter and all his idle, frozen money. I don't like the thought of it lying in banks, motionless, useless. I feel like money should circulate like rainwater. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
So when you and Ermengarde get married, I want you to see that it flows in and around a lot of people's lives. You see, my late husband, Ephraim, came from Vienna. Oh, God. I want New York to be more like Vienna and less like a collection of nervous and tired ants. And for that reason, I want you to come with me to New York. What do you think Ermengarde is? She's
I
taken
don't know.
quite a while, that young
Probably
woman.
talking to her uncle or something.
You think?
gotta smoke. Don't let her know.
I do, actually. See, my Uncle Horace is You better get going.
Yeah, you don't have to ruin me twice.
So I best smoke. Mr. Kemper and I had a very good conversation. You'll see Mr. Vandergutter and I will be dancing at your wedding very soon. Oh my God. Oh, Mr. Vandergutter, how handsome you look. Oh, I'll talk to you soon.
Allowing for exaggeration, Mrs. Levi, if a man watches what he eats, there's no reason why he should look old.
Oh, you never said a truer
I'll
word.
never see 55 again.
55? Why, I can see at a glance you're the type to be stomping around at 100. I'm a touch of hands, Mr. Vandergutter. Show me your hand. Lord in heaven, what a lifeline!
Where?
Oh, it goes from here all the way up to here, but it runs right off your head.
Mrs. Levi, I have news for you.
News.
I have practically decided to ask Mrs. Malloy to be my wife.
You have.
I have.
You have. Why, that's just the best news I ever heard. So there's nothing left for me to do but wish you every happiness and
Well,
say goodbye.
Mrs. Levi, surely I thought, you know.
Well, I did have a suggestion to make.
What suggestion was that?
I had found you another girl.
Another girl?
Oh, this wonderful girl.
What's her name?
Her name.
Yes, her name.
Yes, her name, this girl that I know. Ernestina Simple. Yup, that's her name, is Ernestina Simple. Oh, it's too late now. Oh, you're going to marry Miss Malloy, and that closes the matter.
Oh, I am engaged to Miss Malloy.
Nonsense! You just said you weren't. You can't break poor Irene's heart like that now. Oh, but what a shame. I found this treasure of a girl for you and told her all about you as if you were single. Isn't that dreadful? The fact is, she's fallen in love with you.
Ernestina Simple?
Ernestina Simple.
Ernestina Simple.
Mm-hmm.
Can she cook?
Cook, Mr. Vandergutter. I've had 2 meals by her hands, and I don't know what I've done that God should reward me with such meals.
How old is she?
20.
20. Girls of 20 are apt to favor young men of her own age.
She likes a fine-headed gray hair. I like a man that's settled, she says.
That's not usual, Mrs. Levi.
Usual. Do you think I'm wearing myself to the bone to get usual women to interest you? Usual, indeed. Now let me tell you a little bit more about her appearance. Do you hear me when I say beautiful girl? Just beautiful. I've seen her walk down the streets. The young gentlemen that get dizzy, they have to lean against lampposts. Oh. Couldn't you make it down to New York to meet her?
Oh, I was thinking of coming to New York this afternoon.
You were?
I was.
How convenient. I wonder if a dinner could be arranged. You know what I'll do? I'll bring Ernestina with me to the Harmonian Gardens restaurant. You know, the one on the Battery. It's nice, but not too flashy. You know, I think just this once would be real nice if you had a nice dinner.
Well, just this once.
A chicken wouldn't hurt.
A chicken? Well, just this once.
Maybe a little wine.
Wine? Well, just
Well, I hope you're made, Mr. Vanderbilt. Nice. So, what about the subject of Mrs. Malloy? What do you think? Shall we call that closed?
not at all, Mrs. Levi. I want to have dinner with Miss Simple, but I want to make another call on Miss Malloy first.
Oh, the races you make me run. Very well, very well. I'll meet you in front of Mrs. Malloy's hat shop at 4:30 as usual. Now, do put your thoughts in order. I can't keep upsetting the finest women in New York unless you mean business.
The car's ready for you, Mr. Vanderbilt.
Thank you, Cornelius. And in the future, don't interrupt my conversations.
Yes.
Now, go and get Barnaby. I want to have a talk with the both of you.
Why, him?
Both of you. Go. Chop, chop.
Clerks are quite rude.
I know.
Business. Yes, business.
Oh, I mean business.
Well, I sure hope you do, because, you know, you're playing a very dangerous game.
Dangerous game, Mrs. Levi.
Of course it's dangerous, and there's a name for it. You're tampering with these poor women's affections, aren't you?
I suppose.
Think that over.
I would. Chop, chop! Time is money. You think I became a rich man by dilly-dallying around?
No, sir. Yes, sir. No, sir.
Now, this afternoon, I'm going to New York. And when I get back, there are going to be some changes around here. You're going to have a mistress.
I'm too young, Mr. Vandergelder.
Yours, idiot. Mine. I'm getting married.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Mr. Vanderbilt. My compliments to the lady.
Do you have any questions?
You know what, Mr. Vanderbilt, does the chief clerk get an evening free every week? Maybe?
What? So that's how you go about being chief clerk? You think when I was your age I had evenings free? No, when I was your age, I got up at 5, opened the store at 6, and didn't shut it down until 10. And you know what I did after that? I put a good hour into the account books after that. You don't become a rich man by having evenings free. No, you don't. Now, you will run the store as usual, and on Saturdays and Sundays, you'll stay open as late as we normally do. I don't want to hear of any foolishness while I was gone. No closing down the store, no running off to New York or anything like that. And if I do hear of anything like that, you know what will be happening? I'll fire the both of you. Evenings free. You suppose I had evenings free? If I did, I wouldn't be where I am today. Evenings free.
What's the matter, Cornelius?
Chief clerk. Promoted from chief clerk to chief clerk.
Don't you like it?
Chief clerk, and if I'm good, in 10 years I'll be promoted to chief clerk again. I'm 33 years old, Barnaby, and I still don't get anything free. When am I going to begin to live? That's not living, Barnaby. Well, Van Wolftrup's eyes have been on the back of my head this whole time. As for the holidays, what did we do last Christmas, huh? All those rotten tomatoes exploded. Chris Black, boom, bang, pow. All right? We spent the whole evening cleaning it up. Now, was that living, Barnaby?
No! No, it wasn't.
Barnaby, how much money you got?
$3.
Okay. You and I are going to go to New York City, Barnaby.
We can't. Cornelius closed the store.
Oh, because some more rotten tomatoes are going to explode.
Woo, caboose. How do you know?
I know because they're rotten. All you got to do is light a little match. It smells so bad. The customers can't come to the store for 24 hours. That's how we're getting anything free, Barnaby.
What?
Oh, we're going to New York too, Barnaby. We're going to live. So get your Sunday clothes on.
Oh, cabooses.
Oh, I mean it. We're going to have a good meal.
Good meal.
We're going to be in danger.
In danger.
We're going to spend all your money.
All the money.
All those $3.
$3.
And we're going to get almost arrested. Oh, Barnaby, one more thing. We're not coming back to Yonkers until we've kissed a girl.
Kissed a girl, Cornelius. We can't. We don't know any girls.
That's sometime, Barnaby. I'm 33.
I'm only 17. It isn't so urgent for me.
Well, don't you start backing down now. If worse comes to worse and we get fired from this place, you can just join the army or become flappers or something. So will you come, Barnaby?
Yes. Yes, I will, Cornelius. It's a high five. It's such a hand on Woo!
What? Take a last look at your girl at home, dear. I remember when I left my home as a young girl. I gave her Winnie like a young colt and off I went.
Do you think we're to get married this way? A young girl has to be so careful.
Huh?
A young girl has to be so careful. Gertrude?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
You know, I think I'll have this room in blue wallpaper. Why, yes, in blue.
Okay, Cornelius. It's all clear up here. Get the matches right. All right, hold it down to the bottom rung. To the left. Your other left.
Your left or my left?
My left. No, your left. There we go. Okay, hold it steady. We're slowly, they're about to bust! Oh, holy cabooses!
We're going to New York, Barnaby. Get your Sunday clothes on.
Yeah, close the door.
Well, it's what you meant, isn't it? And there's your answer. I will certainly marry Horace Vandergelder if he asks me.
I know it's none of my business.
Speak up, Minnie. I can't hear you.
But do you
Say it! Do I love him? No, of course I don't love him, but I have 2 good reasons for marrying him just the same. Minnie, put something on that hat. It's not ugly enough. a mood today. In the first place, I'll marry Horace Vandergelder to get away from the hat business. I've hated it from the first day I had anything to do with it. Minnie, I hate hats!
Why, what's the matter with the hat business?
I can no longer stand being suspected of being a wicked woman.
Why, Mrs. Malloy, no one would dream of suspecting you.
Minnie, you're a fool. All millineresses are suspected of being wicked women. Half the time, all those women come in the shop merely to look at me.
Oh?
They enjoy the suspicion, but they aren't certain. So, do I go to restaurants? No, it would be bad for business. Do I go to balls or theaters or operas? No, because it would be bad for business. The only men I ever meet are feather merchants. What are those two young men doing out there on that park bench? Take my word for it, Minnie. Either I marry Horace Vandergelder or I break out of this place like a fire engine. I'll go to every theater and ball and opera in New York City.
But Mr. Vandergelder's not...
Speak up, Minnie. I can't hear you.
I don't think he's attractive.
But what I think he is, and it's very important, I think he'd make a good fighter.
Mrs. Malloy.
Take my word for it, Minnie. The best part of married life are the fights. The rest is merely so-so.
I won't listen.
Peter Malloy, God rest him, was a fine, arguing man. I pity the woman whose husband slams the door and walks out of the house at the beginning of an argument. No. Peter Malloy would stand up and fight for hours on end. Oh, I'd even throw things, Minnie, and there's no pleasure equal to that. When I felt tired, I'd start a blood-warming fight and it'd take 10 years off my age. Now, Horace Vandergelder would put up a good fight. I know it. I have a mind to marry him.
Mrs. Malloy, those two men out on the street.
What?
It looks like they're coming in here.
Well, now it's time some men came into this place. I give you the younger one.
Aren't you terrible?
I get the older one, and we'll get adventure out of this one. Adventure. Why does everybody have adventures except me? Because I have no spirit, no gumption. Oh, they're coming in here. Let's go to the workroom and make them wait for us a minute.
Oh, but Mrs. Malloy, my word.
Hurry up. Be quick now, Minnie.
Come on, you never opened the door before, it's a push. Idiot.
No one's in here.
Someone was just here a second ago, I saw him. Barnaby, look. That's man Wolf Trap, all right. I recognize that crotchety old man anywhere. Get down, we gotta wait till he passes by.
But he's sitting on my bench. It might be a while.
I think we'll be fine. Now when these ladies come in, we're gonna have to make conversation with them.
Okay.
Let's pretend we're buying a hat. How much money you got now?
70 cents.
I got $1.75. I wish I knew how much hats cost.
Is this an adventure, Cornelius?
No.
I think it is. There we are wandering around New York all day and nothing happens. And then we come across the quietest street in the whole city. And Mr. Vandergelder turns the corner. Well, I think that's Dolly Levi sitting right next to him. On the same bench.
One woman we know in all of New York City, and there she is. Amazing.
Well, even if this was an adventure, I feel like I'd be too exhausted to enjoy it. Why isn't this an adventure, Cornelius?
Oh, don't be asking that, Barnaby. When you're in an adventure, you'll know it all right.
Well, maybe I won't. For instance, how about we come up with a code word that you give to me when it's an adventure word, so I know that it's an adventure.
Okay.
You could say pudding.
Pudding?
Pudding.
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 I like Joe. Pudding. What's the name of the lady that runs the store again?
Mrs. Malloy hats the ladies.
Good.
Why are you?
I'm not until you try it, Barnaby. I gotta practice what I'm gonna say to her when she comes in. See? It's good, isn't it? Good evening, Mrs. Malloy. We were looking everywhere for some beautiful hats, and we found your store. And what lovely hats they are. I mean, how's that, Barnaby?
That's fine. Maybe drop your voice a little bit. Use better vocabulary.
Okay.
You want to really show who we are, you know?
Good evening. We're looking everywhere for some beautiful hats. You are having a quite chic.
rich, very rich.
All right, go keep an eye out for them. Oh, well, I didn't see you there, Mrs. Malloy. Cornelius happened. The ladies call me Corn. You see, we were looking everywhere for some beautiful hats, and we asked all around Yonkers, and they told us to come here, to Mrs. Malloy's hat shop. So, here we came, and, I mean, what lovely hats they are. I mean, there's the blue one over there. And,
Good afternoon. Cornelius. Perhaps I can help you. Won't you sit down?
Yes, we will. You see, Miss Malloy, we were looking everywhere for some beautiful hats, and we asked all around. You know what they said? Go to Mrs. Malloy's. That's what they said, so we came here.
That's very complimentary.
And they were right. Oh, everybody was right.
You wish to choose hats for a friend?
Oh, yes, exactly.
Yes, exactly.
We think about 5 or 6, weren't we, Barnaby?
5,
6.
5,
6.
5.
6. 6. You see, Miss Malloy, money's no object to us. Oh, none at all.
Mr. Hackle.
Barnaby, what an interesting street you have right over there. Barnaby, why don't you go check it out? Passes by every minute. Yeah. You want to see that in Yonkers every day?
Yes, I will.
No, you won't.
Yes, I will.
Not all of it.
So this friend of yours, couldn't she just come in sometime?
No, she, it's a surprise. It's a surprise for her.
Indeed, a surprise. That may be a little difficult. It's not entirely customary.
Oh, don't worry about that for a second, Miss Malloy.
Your friend is very interested in those hats over there.
Yes, he has reason to be. We're from out of town, you know, Miss Malloy.
Is that so?
Yes, we're from Yonkers.
Yonkers.
Yonkers. You should know Yonkers, Miss Malloy. Palisades, Drives, it's the most beautiful town in the world. That's what they say.
Is that so?
You know, if you had an evening free sometime, I'd love to show you Yonkers.
That's very sweet of you. Now, about these hats.
Do you have is there, perhaps Mr. Malloy would care to join us in Yonkers?
Oh, I'm a widow, Mr. Hackle.
Oh, you are? That's perfect. I mean, that's terrible. I'm so, you really would have enjoyed it.
Very likely. Now, about these hats.
Oh, don't you think about that for a minute, Miss Malloy. Any hat you like will be perfectly all right with her.
Really? What about this one?
Barney, look. Need a second opinion, you know.
Oh, yeah.
You like it, Barney? Miss Malloy, that's the most beautiful hat I ever saw.
Thank you. Your friend is acting very strangely.
Barney, stop acting very strangely, would you?
Yes.
All right.
The fact is, I have a friend in Yonkers, Horace Vandergelder. You know about him.
Horace Vanderbilt?
Ben Schmidt?
Oh, you do know him.
No.
No.
What's the Vanderbilt?
What, a restaurant?
Yes.
Yeah,
I haven't eaten that.
No, never.
No. Pardon me, Miss Malloy, where does this door lead?
That's my friend.
I see. Everything is so interesting. You know what, Barnaby? Take note of the wardrobe over there, the low hanging furniture with the cloth for hiding a human being.
Yes.
Easy way in and out.
Mr. Vandergelder is very well liked, they tell me.
Oh, sure. A lovely man.
And a large circle of friends.
Oh, sure, like 5 to 6.
5,
6.
5,
6.
5.
Yeah, 5. He calls on you from time to time, I suppose.
Yes, in fact, I'm expecting a call from him this afternoon.
Oh, you are?
I think,
Well.
I think how...
Barnaby,
Look out!
Thank you for your pardon, Miss Malloy.
what are you doing?
We're terribly innocent, Mrs. Malloy.
Help us justice once, Mrs. Malloy. We'll explain everything later.
Gentlemen, I can't have this! What are you doing?
Your hats are really ugly, sorry.
Pardon me. Pudding!
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 Oh my good evening, my darling child.
Dolly! What a surprise! And Mr. Vandergelder in New York. What a pleasure.
Mr. Vandergelder and I are down from Yonkers today. We've only paid very short call. Oh no, you'll tell us if it's inconvenient now, will you?
Inconvenient, Dolly, the idea. It's sweet of you.
Really? Because Mr. Vandergelder thought he saw 2 customers coming in, 2 men.
Yeah, like a really tall man and really short man too.
Men?
Yeah.
Men, Mr. Vandergelder, what will you be saying next?
Well, perfect. Sit down for a
Oh no! Before you do that! The chairs are broken for now.
Don't be silly, I've seen your work from 100 times.
No, I have something for you too. Come along now. Look. Mr. Vandergelder, I'm shutting the door!
Fine.
Cornelius. Maybe she wants to...
What do you have?
I think it's time I told you. I've been wearing a wig for a while because my head just won't stop growing.
It's not the time, no place, Barnaby, but
Listen, it's
I'll
a woman's
set this
world
down.
under there, okay? Listen, Cornelius, I think we ought to leave, okay? First of all, my wig fell off, and now it's just really mad at us.
Oh, certainly I won't go, Barnaby, even for your hair. Miss Malloy, we just think about it.
What are we going to do then?
We'll buy a hat. Give me all the money you
I
got.
got 20 cents left.
I think...
You're the loud one.
The other room is the virus. They want to be flappers. I don't want that. I want to survive.
So what are we going to do? What are we going to do?
You know what? There's perfume stick in my nose, Barnaby.
Well, I like wine. I'm probably had a pillow.
You know, I'll get you something.
Okay.
What color you like? Like red?
Yeah, I like anything. Just anything. Great, back is like here. Listen to Mr. Vandergelder talk. I'm going to take off my shoes.
I don't know whether you can see from where you're sitting, but the way her eye and cheek and forehead come together, I was just like this. And the kind of fireworks that just shoot out of her eyes all the time. And I tell you right now, a fine woman is the greatest work of God. I mean, isn't the world full of such wonderful things? You can talk all you want about the Niagara Falls or the pyramids. They're not in it at all. The women, they would come into the store all the time, and well, I'd say, yes, ma'am, and that'll be 75 cents, ma'am. Sometimes it was 90 cents. Imagine that. But today I talked to one. I mean, equal to an equal. An equal to another equal. And to the finest one that ever existed, in my opinion. Now, you gotta watch out, because these women, they can be awfully mysterious, too. No, I bet you could know a woman 100 years, and never really be sure if she liked you or not. Now, this minute, I'm in danger. I'm in danger of losing my job, my livelihood, my future, everything that people think is important. But I don't care. Not one bit. Even if I have to be a ditch digger for the rest of my life, oh, I'll be a ditch digger who once had an incredible day. And you think that one over. And Barnaby!
Cornelius, woke me up!
Barnaby! You can't go back to Yonkers yet. You know why.
Why not?
You haven't kissed a girl yet, Barnaby!
You can't kiss Mrs. Malloy.
Why not?
She'll scream.
Maybe, but Barnaby, you might as well know right now. Everybody else goes kissing left and right, left and right, left and right. We're left with nothing.
Oh, well, they
Fuck
told
this.
me. I often wondered.
On me.
Mr. Hackle, I thought you were open Yonkers.
I almost always am, Mrs. Peabody.
Who's this young woman?
Woman. I'm surprised. Barnaby Tucker, nice to meet you.
Oh, old friends of Mrs. Malloy's, is that it?
Not exactly. We actually just met her today. Oh, but we think she's wonderful, don't we, Barnaby?
Yeah,
I think she's the most wonderful person I ever met. And I'm ready to tell that to anybody. The world, even.
Well, do you think she thinks you're the most wonderful person in the world?
Nope.
I don't actually think she knows I exist.
Well, I suppose she thinks you exist in that cupboard over there. If I were you, I'd get back in, and you don't, because we'll be coming in a minute.
Dolly?
Oh, just blowing my nose.
Boy, I'm not done giving you advice yet. You know, you seem to have a fundamental misunderstanding on what a business is. You know, the aim of business, after all, is to make profit.
Is that so?
Really, Pete? Oh.
You pay those girls of yours entirely too much. Why, you pay them as much as you'd pay a man.
Oh, the idea. Oh, God.
Mrs. Malloy, I'd like for you to come up to Yonkers sometime.
That's very sweet of you. In fact, I know someone in Yonkers.
Oh, who's that?
Someone quite well-to-do, though a little free and easy in his behavior. Do you know a Mr. Cornelius Hackle?
Of Cornelius Hackle? Why, I know him like I know my own boot. He's my chief clerk.
Is that so?
He's been in my store for 10 years.
What?
Where would you have known him?
Well, I guess just one of those chance meetings.
Chance meetings? Cornelius Hackle has no right to chance meetings.
Mr. Vanderbilt, it's very unlike you to question me.
Nonsense.
Cornelius Hackle is better known than you think. He's in New York quite often.
When would he have the time to go to New York? He works all day in my store, then at 10 o'clock he goes to sleep in my brand room.
Well, the truth might as well come out now rather than later. Miss Malloy is quite right. Mr. Cornelius Hackle is often in New York.
Dolly Gallagher, you're crazy.
Yes, but you don't know anything. You keep your nose so deep in your accounting books, you don't know what goes on in your own store. Yes, by day, Cornelius Hackle is your faithful, trusted clerk. That is true. But by night, well, he just lives a double life, that's all. He's in the operas, at the grand balls. Like, he's even at the Harmonia Gardens restaurant 3 nights a week. Why, he's just the wittiest, most charming, naughtiest man in all of New York City. I mean, he's just the famous Cornelius Hackle.
No. It ain't the same man.
Who took the horse off of Jenny Lynn's carriage and pulled her through the street? Cornelius Hackle. Oh, who dressed up as a waiter the other night and had a whole tray of oysters and accidentally dropped one right down the front of Mrs. No, it's too wicked to tell you.
Dolly, go on!
No! But it was Cornelius Hackle.
It ain't the same man. Where'd he get the money?
Oh, he's very rich.
Rich? I keep all of his money in my safe. You can't escape the facts. He's not rich. He's not famous. He's not the wittiest, gayest, naughtiest man in New York. He's Cornelius Hackle, and I just made him the head clerk of my store. You can't escape the facts. I have a headache, and I'm going.
If you had any sense, you'd make him partner.
Nonsense.
Now I agree. I can tell you were taken with him the moment I saw you.
Oh, no, I only met him once.
Oh, yes, but I can see it in your eyes, dear. Now, don't you go thinking of marrying him.
Dolly, what are you saying?
Yes, it could work, but do be careful. He breaks hearts like hickory nuts.
Who?
Cornelius Hackle!
Mrs. Malloy, how often has he called on you?
No, I only met him once. Dolly's been exaggerating.
Oh, excuse me, Mrs. Malloy. I must get together the order from Mrs. Clark.
Yes, we must get that off before closing.
I was going to send it off by the errand girl.
Yes, do that.
Oh, I almost forgot the coat.
Oh, no, don't worry.
Whoever you are, come out right now.
No. Man, there's no man in there. See, look. Yup, there was nothing in there. Miss Faithner has been playing tricks on her. Come on, what are you telling us about how women don't deserve to earn money? Tell us about
You pay people to do work they don't want to do.
God, it's dusty in your store. So dusty. Yes, bless you.
What was that?
Yeah, it's a lot of sneezing going on. God bless you, Mr. Vandergelder. My gosh.
Hey, yes, there's a man in there. There's a man in there.
You're protecting a man in there? What's going on?
There's a very simple explanation, but for the present, good afternoon.
The world's gone to pieces. I can't believe it.
Well, all I know is the room is just crawling with men, and I can't get over it. Ernestine Simple is waiting for us, so we better get going.
Good afternoon, Miss Malloy. I won't trouble you again. And vice versa.
Oh, I agree. When I think of all the things you have going on in your store. Make the most of it, dear. Goodbye. Goodbye.
So that was one of your practical jokes, Mr. Hackle.
No, not at all, Mrs. Malloy.
You think because you're rich you can make up for all the harm you do? Is that it?
No, that's not it. That's not it at all.
Hey, Barnaby Tucker, you troublemaker, you! Minnie, there's nothing to be afraid of. I know all about these gentlemen. This is the famous Cornelius Hackle, who goes around New York tying people into knots.
Mrs. Malloy, we realize it's
And
not...
that's Barnaby Tucker, another troublemaker. Minnie, choose yourself any hat and coat in the store. We're going out to dinner. If this Mr. Cornelius Hackle is so rich and gay and charming, then he is going to be rich and gay and charming for us. He dines 3 nights a week in the Harmonia Gardens, does he? Well, he's taking us there now.
Are you sure it's safe?
Minnie, we're in a position to put these men into jail if they so much as squeak.
Jail, Miss Malloy?
Jail, Mr. Hackle. Minnie, you and I have been respectable for years. Now we're in disgrace. Well, we might as well make the most of it, right? Come with me. I know someone who can perk bar appearances. We'll be back in a minute.
Cornelius, maybe we should just leave. She seems really upset this time. Cornelius,
Certainly I won't go, Barnaby. Miss Malloy would just think with all those fellas. Let's buy a hat. Come on. She'll turn around.
the 15 cents, really?
Barnaby, a woman like that, a man could consent to going back to Yonkers and being a success.
Well, all I know is that no woman's going to make a success out of me.
Barnaby, jail or no jail, we're going to take these women out for a nice dinner at the Harmonia Gardens restaurant, all right? So grit your teeth. Meaner! Up there!
Gentlemen, the cab's in the corner, so forward march.
Mrs. Malloy, is it far to the restaurant? Can we just walk a bit? These are my walking shoes.
Take off your things. Call the police.
Mrs. Malloy!
I don't go anywhere I'm not wanted. Good night. I'm not very happy to have met you.
Mrs. Malloy!
I won't be a burden to you. Good night.
Mrs. Malloy, we want you to come.
No, you don't. Look at you. Minnie, look at the pair of them. Scowling. Smile, yeah. Go on. Smile.
Smile, Barnaby, you wow.
Well, part of
Then do something else. Stop that. Do something lively. Sing.
You can't sing, Mrs. Malloy.
You're wasting our time.
Mrs. Malloy, all we know are sad songs.
That doesn't matter. If you want us to go out with you, you've got to say something.
Barnaby, let's do that one song.
No, we've been practicing
We
years.
practiced in the shower that one time. It sounded all right.
What would I say that the girls can do this? All right, fine. Let's just get it over with.
Johnson?
1, 2, 3. I can show you the world. Shining, shimmering, splendid. Tell me, cheap clerk, now when did let your heart decide?
I can open your eyes, take you wonder by wonder, over sideways, on a magic carpet ride.
A whole new world, a new fantastic point of view.
I'm in New York, and ask for more.
Or say we're only dreaming a whole new world. You're about to break my back.
When I'm way up here,
Don't pull my ear.
and
Now I'm in a whole new world with you.
Yes. You boys go ahead. Minnie, you get the wardrobe and I'll get the wardrobe. Mrs. Malloy, you're crying. Oh, Minnie, the world is full of such wonderful things. Watch me, dear, and tell me if my slip
three. There will be 2 ladies and myself.
Oh, Mr. Van Gelder, that's a bad combination. You'll
Hold your
regret
tongue. And I want a chicken.
it. A chicken? Oh, you'll regret it.
Hold your tongue. Write it down. Chicken.
Chicken, yes sir. Chicken Esterhazy, chicken cacciatore.
A chicken. A chicken like what everyone else is having. And with the chicken, I want wine.
Moselle, Chablis, Vouvray.
Oh, Mr. Van Gelder, he can't understand you. You better speak louder.
W-I-N-E. Wine.
Vino.
Wine. And I want this table removed. We'll eat at this table alone.
Oh, Mr. Van Gelder, there are some people coming in here now.
What? Thunder and damnation, it's my niece Ermengarde. Wait till I get my hands on her.
Watch your temper.
And there's that rascal Ambrose Kemper. I'll throw him in jail.
Oh, Mr. Van Gelder, you can't just throw people in jail for coming to New York.
Oh, yes, I can. And what's Dolly doing with them? It's a conspiracy.
Temper, Mr. Van Gelder.
Go listen to what she's saying to that cabman.
She's probably just telling the comment have a good night and telling you how to enjoy the dinner. Here, come with me.
Sorry.
Let's come
Hey.
behind the screen.
Sorry,
Listen to
don't
what
pull
he's
up.
saying. Come here.
I don't want to eat in a restaurant. It's not proper.
Ermengarde, there's nothing improper about eating at a restaurant. Clergymen just make that up to fill out their sermons.
I wish I were eating Hunkers where nothing ever happened.
My dear.
Please take me to Aunt Flora's after this. She's been waiting for me all day.
Oh, I know. But you know, back at your Aunt Flora's would just be back in Uncle Horace's hands again.
I can't stand it!
Just keep telling yourself how pretty she is.
Ermengarde, stop and think. You don't want to go back to your uncle? That old man with 1 foot in the grave?
And 3 others in the cash box.
So now he has 3 feet?
Oh my God! Oh, you dreadful children! I'm so glad I caught you before you broke Mr. Vandergelder's
He
heart.
hasn't got a heart to break.
Oh, he's a much kinder man than you.
Kinder? He's a wolf.
Remember, he leads a very lonely life. You know what? There are some little private rooms upstairs for girls like Ermengarde. Come.
Oh, I'll show them.
Oh, it's like I always say, eavesdropping's good every once in a while. Make sure that the world inside your head is different than the world outside.
I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to write a note. Go get that cabman. I want to talk to him.
Oh, Mr. Van Gelder, nobody asked for the advice of a cabman.
Just do what I tell you.
Yes, sir.
My
Advice of a cabman.
Dear Miss Van Heusen. This is Ermengarde and that rascal Ambrose Kemper. They're trying to run away. Hold them there until I arrive. Sincerely, Horace Vanderbilt.
Well, how do you do? What's that fire truck want? I'm on the clock. I'm waiting for my pickups.
I'm sure you are. Do you want to earn $5?
I don't know. I've never tried.
Now listen, when those parties of yours come down from upstairs, take them to this address here. Never mind what they say. Now take them to this address, knock on the door, see that they get inside and give this letter to the lady of the house.
I can't make people go into a house if they don't want to.
Can you for $10?
Even for $10, I can't do it alone.
This fellow here will help you.
Oh, great. Now I'm pushing people into buildings.
All you have to do is get them in the house and see that they stay.
Even if I get them in the door, I can't be sure they'll stay there.
You can for $15.
Murder begins at 25.
Hold your tongue. All you have to do is keep them there until I arrive, and I'll pay you when I get there.
Well, if they call the police, I can...
Oh, no. They won't call the police. It's perfectly honest business.
You know,
Perfectly
every man is the
honest.
best judge of his own honesty.
Perfectly honest. The young lady is my niece. The young lady is my niece. She's trying to run away with a good-for-nothing artist, and we're preventing it.
They'll win in the end. Rivers don't run uphill.
What can I tell you, Mr. Van the other advice of a cabman?
Stack! I will be back in half an hour. See that this table is set for 3. No one eats there, and that those young fellows get in the cab.
Yes, sir.
Who's that little friend of yours?
Oh, that's no friend, it's just an employer on term.
You won't like him.
Sure. What, you want some whiskey? I can't be pushing people into houses while I'm sober. You know, I've had about 50 employers in my life, but this one, this one's the most employer of them all. Talks to everyone like he's paying them.
Yeah. Being employed is like being loved. You know someone's thinking of you the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
See? Here's the place I meant. Isn't it fine? Minnie, take off your things. We'll be here for hours.
Are you sure you'll like it here, Miss Malloy?
I am. Cornelius called the waiter.
Right. Waiter! I caught a cold on the ride back there, Miss Malloy. Just won't come. You know?
I don't believe you. Barnaby, you call him.
Waiter! Waiter!
Cut it out.
I've never been in a place in such my whole life. Mrs. Malloy, is this what they call a cafe?
Sit down, Minnie.
Oh. Was it Eva?
Cornelius, we thought that every waiter in New York knew you.
Oh, they will.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, Fritz, how are you, my friend? Hey, let's walk this way now. Come on.
I am Rudolph.
Right, Rudolph, you changed your beard there, pal. Anyways, these lovely ladies and I were just looking for a little something to eat, so if you could work your magic in the back, we know how terribly busy you are.
Cornelius, there's no need to be so familiar with the waiter. Minnie, what do you want to eat?
Oh, I'd like some sardines on toast and a glass of milk.
Oh, great grindslips, what a sensible girl. Barnaby, you're shaking Minnie's hand. Rudolph, us two gentlemen will have some glasses of beer, a loaf of bread, and some cheese.
Nonsense. We've come here for a good dinner and a good time. Minnie, have you ever had pheasant?
Pheasant? No.
Rudolph, do you have any pheasant?
Yes, ma'am, just in from New Jersey today.
Even the pheasants are leaving New Jersey.
It's so funny.
I got it too, Barnaby.
Okay, Rudolph, write this down. Mock turtle soup. Pheasant. Green salad. And some nice red wine.
Rudolph, write this down, would you? Like, hot house peaches, Neapolitan ice cream, right? And, champagne. Champagne? I live music, we got live music.
Now we book about this, we're hungry.
Thank you, Rudolph.
In the army, you have to peel potatoes all the time.
Thank you, Barnaby, for that gem of a speech. Yeah, they actually peel themselves here, Mr. Moore.
Peel themselves.
Potatoes peel themselves.
Where?
High-class
What's
place.
that?
It's champagne, man.
Cornelius, it's our champagne.
Oh, no, it's for his honor, the mayor of New York, and he's very impatient.
The mayor of New York has more important things to be impatient about. Cornelius, take one.
Oh, no, man, he'll kill me.
We'll have a glass first and die happy.
He'll kill me!
I go to the restaurant for the first time in 10 years, and all the women burst out. There, take that and be happy, love. Barnaby, make a toast.
To all the ladies in the world, may it get to know more of them, and may it get to know them better.
To the ladies.
The ladies.
That's very sweet and very refined. Minnie, for that, I'm going to give Barnaby a kiss. Hold your tongue, Minnie. Barnaby, this is for me. For all the women in the world.
You can just do it. Okay. Holy cabooses, Cornelius! How we can go
Oh, I mean, the hackers don't dance. We're Presbyterian.
Okay,
It's lovely music. And you can pretend to work or
Table has been reserved. Special orders.
no, that party can eat inside. This veranda's ours.
This veranda is open to anyone who wants it. Oh, look, here comes the man who brought the building.
Take your table away from here. We got here first, and we are going to stay.
Oh, I can't do that, you see my lord. He reserved a table at 4 o'clock.
No, sir.
No, he said it's very important that we eat here alone.
No, sir. You can eat inside. This veranda's ours.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Shut up, you. You're an impertinent, idiotic pilgrim.
Whoa, Miss Malloy!
All facts about you are insults.
You want me to do something this morning?
Yeah, you
Yeah! Knock it over, knock it over. Take it.
Knock it off. This cake coming down the stairs.
ladies and gentlemen, this veranda cannot be reserved for anyone. If you want to eat, only you can eat upstairs.
Cornelius, knock it over.
Please, you don't have to say what? Do not have to say There's a screen here. We'll put it in between the two tables.
No, I won't eat behind the screen. No, we're not animals in a menagerie. Cornelius, do something. Knock over the screen. Knock over the screen. Oh, it is a fight. I feel 10 years younger. No scream, no scream.
Oh, now just wait. Here comes the employer now.
Here, I'll knock him down too.
Cornelius, look, Jeffrey Vandergill.
Three or four more screens, please. Us Presbyterians, we love our privacy. Thank you.
Cornelius, quiet down. Rudolph, we're ready for our soup.
Stack, what's the meaning of all this mess? I told you I wanted a table alone.
Oh, Mr. Matchmaker, I tried. I really tried. But there are some people over there. You're savages, Mr. Vandergill. You're savages.
You can't even manage a simple thing like that. Okay, help me with my coat.
Yes.
Come along, chop
Of
chop.
course.
Hey, don't kill me. Don't kill me. So who's on the other side of that screen anyways?
Oh, it's just some city sparks and your girls.
Has the couple come down from upstairs
Oh,
yet?
that's wrong. Oh, no. Of course not, Mr. Vandergill. We in the cabin. We've kept our eyes on them the entire time.
Alright, well go wait in the cab with the cabin. I will wait here for my guests.
Oh, Mr. Vandergill, did you lose something?
Don't bother me. Just do what I told you to.
A wallet.
Jeez.
That man over there must have lost it during the misunderstanding about the screen. No, I couldn't look inside. Of course, oh, wow. $20 bills, dozens of them. Well, I'll return it to him, of course. Oh, you're surprised? You're surprised to see me getting rid of this money so quickly, huh? Well, I'll explain it to you. There once was a time in my life when my chief interest was taking other people's money that didn't belong to me. You know, there are some people who say, oh, you shouldn't have any weaknesses, no vices at all. But a man with no vices is in great danger of making vices out of his virtues. You know, we've all seen it. Men who are monsters of philanthropy and women who are dragons of purity. Well, after having the weakness of, well, stealing for a while, I took to another. Well, I took to whiskey, and actually whiskey took to me. And I found out something very important. Here, you should never support two weaknesses at a time. Just don't do it. It's bad. You do what I always say, one vice at a time. Just think it over. Excuse me, sir. the ladies will excuse you. I'd like to speak to you for a moment.
Yeah, sure. What's your name, sir?
Oh, Malachi Stack.
Mr. Stack? Want to,
No.
you want to talk to me?
Come here.
Yeah.
Have you lost something recently?
Mr. Stack, in this one day, I've lost nearly everything I own.
Oh, that's terrible. No, here you go. Don't mention it.
Mr. Stack, do you know what this is?
No.
It's a miracle. It's a miracle. You're a wonderful man, Mr. Stack. Barnaby, get up here. Put down the champagne. I want you to shake hands with Mr. Malachi Stack.
Oh.
Master Malachi Stack found the wallet we lost, full of money. Barnaby, all wallet.
Mr. Stack, you're a wonderful man. Thank you so much. It's no problem, really. I just found it on the ground.
Mr. Stack, where do you work?
Oh, I work for a Gandervelder in Yonkers. Vandergelder in Yonkers.
You said Vandy.
Vandergelder? My employer.
Now that's a miracle. You know what? Here, take this, Mr. Stack.
Oh, I really couldn't. I couldn't take any money of yours.
Yeah, take that, Mr. Stack.
I didn't even. It's really. So I didn't get going. I just found the money. I didn't.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you
Sure
so much. Well, I really need to be getting going. I might miss the cab.
One for the road. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Maybe I'll get to like it.
Irene, I feel so much better about everything. I'm going to tell the truth for once.
I've forgotten that many. Men get drunk so differently than women. All right, what's the truth?
Well, if I tell you the truth, Irene, will you let me put my arm around your waist?
Cornelius, stop!
You can put your arm around my waist, but just to show that it can be done in a gentlemanly manner.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yeah. You're a wonderful person.
Thank you. That's enough. What's the truth?
Well, the truth is, I'm not rich like Mrs. Levi said I was.
Not rich?
And for a while, I was bad. I've actually never been to New York before now. And but what's most important, Miss Moy, is Mr. Vandergelder is on the other side of that screen.
What? Shh. So that's why we've been whispering? I need some more champagne.
Waiter. Fritz. Hey,
Good evening, Mr. Vandergelder.
Finally made it, Mrs. Levi. Where's Miss...
Oh, Mr. Vandergelder, I'll never trust another woman as long as I live.
Well, what is it?
Oh, she ran away this afternoon and got married.
She did?
Married Mr. Vandergelder to a young boy of 50. I'm as disappointed as you are. Oh, God. I don't think I could eat a thing. What have you ordered?
I ordered what you told me to, a chicken.
Oh, I couldn't face a chicken. Why? Oh, waiter. Yes, hello, dear. Yes, hello. This is Mr. Vandergelder, first citizen of Yonkers. We want to see that he's served promptly now. There'll only be two of us. Mr. Vandergelder been through some trying times, what with men hiding all over Mrs. Malloy's store.
Mrs. Levi, you don't have to tell the waiter everything about my life.
Oh, Mr. Vandergelder, if you're planning to get married, you have to let women be women, isn't that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, we want to be served promptly now, dear. Thank you.
Dolly, you've managed things very poorly. Where are you going?
I want to see who's the other side of the street.
Go on. Who was it?
Oh, nobody, just some city sparks entertaining their girls.
Always curious, always inquisitive, always sticking your nose into other people's affairs.
Excuse me.
Anyone who lived with you would be as nervous as a cat.
Mr. Vandergelder, understand once and for all, I have no intention of marrying you.
That's not what I meant at all.
Oh, but you've been hinting at it for some time.
I have not.
Mr. Vandergelder, if I were to ever marry again, it'd be to a much more pleasure-loving man than yourself. Why, I'd marry Cornelius Hackle before I'd marry you. Oh.
I haven't asked you to marry me.
Well, please don't, because your house is in such disarray. I would never want to handle that.
My house is not in disarray.
I think I see our waiter. Yes. Oh, there she is. How pretty she is. How nice. Hello. Oh, I'll serve it. I'll serve it.
yes, ma'am.
Yes. Yes, yes. Where's it? Thank you, darling. No. Mr. Vandergelder, you go your way. I'll go mine. Oh, goodness. I wouldn't want to be with a quarrelsome, friendless soul such as yourself.
I'm not a quarrelsome, friendless soul.
I'm in trouble with that word, dear. Quarrelsome. Repeat it. Quarrelsome.
Dolly, you're a damned exasperating woman.
So that's the difference between the two of us. I'd always be fighting to get some spirit into you. You could be a perfectly charming, witty, amiable man if you wanted to.
I don't want to be charming.
But you are. Look at you now. You can't help it.
Dolly, you have no right to say such things to me.
Men at your age ought to enjoy hearing the truth.
My age? You're always talking about my age.
I don't know how old you are, but I know if in Yonkers with bad food you'll double it in 6 months.
Besides, I'm not any of those things you say I am.
Get the waiter, she's very dry. That was a bad idea. I suppose you're quarrelsome. Ermengarde told me that this morning you quarreled with your barber, a man that's held a razor to your throat for 20 years.
Well, my clerks, they
like you. That Cornelius and Barnaby, behind your back they call you Wolf Trap.
No, they don't.
Really? Really? You're right. They don't. They totally don't. But we won't speak of it anymore.
And besides, my house is not in disarray.
What, with Ermengarde upstairs?
I fixed that better than you know.
And your clerks skipping around New York?
They're in Yonkers like they always are.
Nonsense.
They're in Yonkers.
Oh, nonsense, nonsense. Cornelius Hackle's on the other side of that screen right now.
No, he's not.
Fine then. Push down the seat, free, and go see for yourself.
Maybe I will. I don't believe it.
Fine, Horace. You spend the rest of your days at theater, watching and listening, making sure no one's cheating you. I suppose you could find somebody to mend you 3 meals a day for about $1 if you like cold baked beans.
Understand once and for all, I have no intention of marrying anyone anymore.
Fine.
Now, I'm tired and I don't want to talk.
Fine, fine. We won't talk about it anymore.
I think we should get out of here. You can take this and pay the bills, would you?
No, I'll tell you what we'll do. You boys put on our coats and hats, and if Mr. Vandergelder comes stomping over here, he'll think you're us.
Nose coat?
I have a headache. I'm going back to Lord Van Houston's house. So here's the money to pay for. Here's the money to. Thunder and damnation! I've lost my wallet.
Nonsense. I told you that chicken was dry.
It's been stolen, or I left it in the cab, or waiter.
Oh, calm
Stop
down.
eating that chicken. I can't pay for it.
Calm
Waiter!
down. Calm down. We can always
Waiter!
never pay for it.
I wouldn't take it.
Cornelius Hackle lent it to us.
He's in Yonkers. Waiter!
Mrs. Malloy, doesn't Barnaby
Waiter!
make a lovely woman?
Cornelius!
Let us stay this way.
Cornelius, did you give me Mr. Vandergelder's wallet?
No, I just thought it was loose money, you know.
Waiter!
That's what politicians think. Come on, dance.
Waiter!
I can teach you to dance in a few minutes. You all recognize you.
Barnaby, the easiest in the world.
Waiter!
Horace. Here are going to dance together.
No. Yes.
Oh, listen to that music, Horace. I'm telling you, you're too old to dance.
Not too old, I just want to dance.
Horace, do you remember those dances on Saturday nights between you and I? What
buy and sell your store.
Well, I'm a woman, and I say you're fired, so you're fired!
I think I'm so fired. I actually made some terrible
Hey, you're
things.
fired! I fired you for being my husband,
Young lady,
potentially!
I will lock you up for the rest of your life. I'll throw you in jail. I never want to see you again. Get out!
You can't do anything to me, Mr. Vanderbilt. Not like that.
Well, there's your life, Mr. Vandergutter. Without clerk, without niece, without bride, and without your wallet. Would you marry me now?
No! Ah!
Damn.
No, ma'am, I could swear I heard a cab drawing up to the door.
You imagined it. Imagination. Everything in life. Like that. Disappointment. Illusion. Our plans, our hopes, what becomes of them? Nothing. Story of my life.
Great God, nothing's happened to the dear girl. Is it a long journey from Yonkers?
Oh, long enough for 1,000 things to happen.
Well, we've been waiting all day. Don't you think we ought to call the police?
The police! If it's God's will, the police can't prevent it. All in 3 days, in a week, and a year, we'll know what's happened to Ermengarde. And if anything has happened to her, it'll be a lesson to him. Think about it.
A lesson to who?
To Horace Vandergelder, of course. To that cruel, cruel uncle of hers, and to everybody who tries to separate young lovers. Young lovers have enough to contend with as it is. Who should know better than I? Nobody. It's the story of my life. There, now I hear a cat. Quick!
No, ma'am, I don't see anything.
There, you see? What did I tell you? Everything in life. Illusion, imagination.
Surely if they changed their plans, Mr. Vanderbilt would have sent you a message.
Oh, I know what's happened. The poor dear probably thinks she's coming home to another tyrant. Oh, if she knew that I was a friend of hers and a friend of all young lovers, she'd be here now. Yes, she would. Her life shall not be content with. Cook, a minute ago my smelling salts were here on this table and now they've completely disappeared.
They're right there in your hand, ma'am.
Oh, goodness, how did they get there? Oh, why, stranger things have happened.
Mr. Vanderbilt was setting her down with someone?
Oh, you can go straight. He says,
God bless you. Now, here's a cab parking.
well, let them in, Cook.
Don't want to come in.
Oh, just go ahead. We have orders.
You're the person going who doesn't want to go.
Excuse me, Are you Miss Van Hoosen?
Unfortunately.
Who are you? Oh, I'm Miss Stack. My Mr. Vandergelder sent me a couple of people who are in grave condition to your house. We're here to ensure that they don't escape.
Nobody has any right to tell me whom I'm to keep in my house if they don't want to stay.
Oh, of course not. You see, there are so many people saying, oh, too many people are breaking into houses. But what I say, a lot more are trying to break out of them. Oh, bring them in, Joe. Joe.
No, this is all wrong. This young lady and I just asked to be driven to the station, and we really didn't mean to end up here. They just forced us to come in. There's been some mistake. Okay.
Are you, Miss Van Hoosen?
Everybody's asking me if my name is Miss Van Hoosen. I think that's a matter I should decide for myself. Now, will you all be quiet while I read this letter? My dear Miss Van Hoosen, this is that rascal Ambrose Kemper in Ermengarde. Well, now I know who you two are, anyways. They are trying to run away. Story of my life. Please keep them in your house until I come. Ambrose, you have nothing to fear. And who are you?
Well, they call me Missy. I stay here till the old man comes. He owes me $15.
That's right. Both of us stay here to make sure that Ted don't escape.
Well, my dear, take off your things. We'll all have some coffee. You two go out in the hall while I send coffee out your way. Cook, take them.
Miss Van Hoosen, we're not the people you're expecting, so there's no reason to be so.
Mr. Keller, I'm not the tyrant that you think I am.
Just one more drink.
I know you're trying to run away with this innocent girl. Just put yourself entirely in my hands. Oh my God! Where's your luggage?
It's been mislaid. I will find it in the morning.
Mislaid.
How like life.
Well, you shall put on some of my clothes.
No, I know it wouldn't be happy.
Shh, shh, shh.
It's fine. I'd rather go out away.
Shy little thing, isn't she? Timid little darling. Go into the kitchen, put the gingerbread in the oven, get the coffee ready. Yes, ma'am. While I go and draw a nice hot bath for Ermengarde.
I never take baths. I always catch cold.
Oh, my dear, you won't catch a cold. I'll slap you all over. You got a minute.
Can we jump out of this window?
Yeah, but we kill ourselves.
The situation is desperate.
Well, it's been getting desperate since 4:30. Now I have to go take a bath and get slapped all over.
Oh, you still got those wet things on. Your bath is nearly ready. Mr. Kemper, come into the kitchen and put your feet in the oven. You don't.
There's the doorbell.
Oh, I expected your uncle.
It's another man and a girl in a cab.
Well, you two come with me into the kitchen and get warm. Ermengarde, come.
I'm telling you, I am Mr. Bendigo's niece. I am Ermengarde.
That's impossible.
But I am, and that's my baggage.
I'll tell you what. I will tell Miss Van Hoosen who you think you are, but she won't like it.
You'll be alright. I better go before she sees me.
No, please stay. I can't stay here with those drunken men in the hall. I feel strange. Ambrose, let's say your son uncle sent down to take care of me. Let's say you're Cornelius Hackle,
Cornelius Hackle?
the chief clerk in my uncle's store.
I don't want to be Cornelius Hackle. No, Ermengarde, let's go away or I'll take you to Miss Levi's house.
No, it was Miss Levi who threw us in Wolftrap's face. I wish I were younger, for nothing ever happens. What do you say? Oh, Aunt Flora, don't you remember me? I'm your niece, Ermengarde.
And you're Mr. Vandergelder's niece.
Yes.
That's very strange indeed, because he has just sent me another niece named Ermengarde. She came in with a letter explaining everything. Do you have a letter, dear?
No.
Really? And who's this?
This is Cornelius Hackle,
Never heard of him.
the chief clerk in my uncle's store.
Never heard of him. The other Ermengarde came in with a man that she's in love with, and that proves it. She came in with Ambrose Kemper.
Ambrose Kemper!
Yes, Mr. Hackle, and Ambrose Kemper's in the kitchen right now with his feet in
Cornelius Hackle. Cornelius Hackle and Rose Kemper. Perhaps you two have never...
No, we don't! Never met this man before in my life. Me neither. Got it, buddy. You got something on your shirt there, pal. Shoes are untied. Oh, you don't even wear shoes? What? Ha! What? I saw Up Dog yesterday. What's up, dog?
My dear man, what does it matter what your names are? All that matters is that you are you. Alive and breathing, aren't you, Mr. Hackle?
How, Miss Van Houston?
And this poor, dear child imagines that she's Horace Vandergelder's niece. But I am! All that matters is that you're in love. Everything else is an illusion. There's that doorbell again! Gentlemen, rest assured you, I'll make sure Mr. Vandergelder lets you marry both of his nieces. It's a cab and 3 ladies. I never saw such a night. No! Oh, Sally Gallagher! What did you buy?
Oh, just stopping by. Dear God, what are these drunken men doing in your hall?
Oh, I don't know. Horace sent them to me.
Oh, God, well, I've got 2 women in very much the same condition. I'd like you to meet Irene Malloy and Minnie Fay.
Delightful to know you.
Mr. Vandergelder will be up in a minute. He's downstairs trying to pay for a cab with no money.
I can help him with that.
Oh, could you, dear? You have to pay the restaurant bills. You must have hundreds of dollars there.
Oh, no, this is his own wallet he lost. I can give it back to him without seeming like...
I understand. Here, I'll give it back to him, but you help him with his cab.
Will somebody pay for this cab?
I'll do it.
Fired!
What?
You're fired too!
Oh, good morning, Mr.
So I
Vandergelder.
finally caught up with the 2 of you. You're fired, and I never want to see you again.
Now then, you stop ordering people out of my house. You can shout and carry on all you want to jokers, but when you're in my house, you'll behave yourself.
They're both dishonest scoundrels.
Put your eyebrows down and go apologize to Mr. Kemper.
That's not Ambrose Kemper. That's a dishonest rogue named Cornelius Hackle.
You're crazy. That is Cornelius Hackle.
I know my own chief clerk.
Oh, I don't care what their names are. Shake hands with both of them or out you go.
Shake hands with those dogs? I don't think so.
Horace. Oh, you're wrong.
Shake hands with them. You can quarrel some more tomorrow.
There. I don't regard that as a handshake.
Do I smell coffee? Yes, dear. Can I have some? Black.
Everybody will come into the kitchen and we'll all have some coffee. Oh, Horace, and you'll be delighted to know that there are 2 army guards in there.
2 army guards?
Ephraim Levi, I'm going to get married again. Ephraim, I'm marrying Horace Vandergelder for his money. I'm going to spread it out, doing all the things you taught me. Oh, it won't be a marriage in the sense that we had one, but I shall certainly make him happy. And Ephraim, I'm tired. I'm tired of living from hand to mouth, and yes, I'm asking your permission. Ephraim, could you give me away? Money. Money, 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 money. Mr. Vandergelder's money. Horace never tires of telling people that they're fools, and in a way he's right, isn't he? I mean, himself, Cornelius, Irene, myself. But there comes a time in everybody's life when he must decide whether he wants to live amongst the human race or not. A fool among fools or a fool alone. As for myself, I've decided to live amongst them. The difference between no money at all and a little bit of money is enormous and can shatter the world. And the difference between a little bit of money and an enormous amount of money is very slight. But this also can shatter the world.
Money, I've always felt, money, part of my expression is like manure. It's worthless unless it's spread about, encouraging young things to grow. Anyways, that's the opinion of the second Mrs. Vandergelder.
Flora asked me to bring you this.
Thank you both. What's going on in the kitchen?
Oh, a whole lot of foolishness, everyone falling in love with each other. I forget.
I knew you would.
I made Cornelius Hackle my partner.
You won't regret it.
Dolly, you said some mighty unpleasant things to me in the restaurant tonight. What that about my house and everything.
Oh, let's not talk about that.
Dolly, you have a lot of faults.
Oh, I know what you mean.
You're bossy, scheming, inquisitive.
Oh, go on.
But Dolly, you're a wonderful woman. Dolly, marry me.
Why, Horace?
I know I've been a fool about Mrs. Malloy and that other woman, but forgive me and marry me.
Why, Horace, I don't dare. No, I don't dare.
What do you mean?
You know as well as I do, you're the first citizen of Yonkers. Naturally, any wife of yours would have to have scores of friends coming in and out all the time. Anybody that married you would have to be somebody. Horace, am I somebody?
Dolly, you are a wonderful woman.
Oh, you're partial. Oh, fine. Both of you and I know, but it wouldn't be enough to simply just shower your wife in jewels and insist she be a benefactress to half your estate. No, no. Do you really think I had it in me to be a credit to you?
Dolly, everyone knows you can live any way you like.
I'll try. With your help, I'll try. Oh, by the way, I found your wallet.
What? How did you? Oh, wonderful woman.
Oh, it just walked into my hand. Sometimes I frighten myself.
You keep it.
Oh, Horace, I never thought I'd hear you say that.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know who was in here.
Didn't know anyone was in here. Barnaby, you absolute blithering, incoherent idiot.
Come in, Barnaby, come in.
Oh, come in, Barnaby, come in.
Did you guys know that Cornelius is going to marry Mrs. Malloy?
Oh, wow. Barnaby, we have some news of our own. Will you go and tell them all that Mrs. Levi has consented?
Finally consented.
We're getting married.
Holy cabooses! Everyone! Wolfstrap's going to marry me!
Well, there isn't any more coffee. There isn't any more gingerbread left. But there are 3 lovely young couples, and guess what? They're all getting married. And wouldn't you know it, one of those lovely little urban guards wasn't a delightful little girl after all. It was a boy. That's life for you, isn't it? Disappointment. Illusion.
I think the youngest person here ought to tell us what the moral is.
I think it's about adventure. The test of an adventure is that when you're in the middle of it, you're thinking to yourself, now I've gotten myself into an awful mess. And you know something's wrong with you when you're sitting quietly at home, wishing you were out having lots of adventure. So what we want for all of you to have here tonight is to have just the right amount of sitting quietly at home and just the right amount of adventure. So to thank you all for coming out here, we hope you have just the right amount of adventure in all of your lives. Thank you.
here who made the show possible, who has such dedication to Northgate drama. None of us would be here today. None of us would be costumed. There would be no lights. Everything he has done this year has led up to this moment, and we're so grateful that he got to be our teacher for this year. Mr. Linton.
Hold on. We have a word for our seniors for this year.
I hope you get some photos.